Alright, we're looking good. Alrighty, folks. We got our caffeine, our coffee. We got our rock and roll albums. Here's two of the albums that we're going to be talking about. Kiss Dynasty, Kiss Hotter Than Hell. Kiss ACDC, Highway to Hell. I'm not even drunk yet. Dynasty, Kiss. Both 1979 albums. I put a poll up here on our Damn Wicked YouTube channel. And the poll had 4 albums going against each other. It was 1984 from Van Halen. Their 1984 album, of course. We had ACDC, Highway to Hell, Kiss Dynasty, and Black Sabbath, Never Say Die. I'm a fan of all those bands. Actually, those are 4 of my 5 most favorite bands. And so I put these albums against each other because they were pretty much the final albums with the original band members. Although I know someone mentioned Mark Evans, I think the bass player Dave Evans, was he the original singer for ACDC? Well, no one talks about those guys or remembers those guys. They're not, as a matter of fact, the singer, I think he didn't even sing on a full album. He sang on Can I Sit Next to You Girl, like I think a 45 single. So a little 45, and so he sang on 2 songs. I don't know what was on the other side of that single, but I think that's all he sang on. So I consider Bon Scott really the original singer. And Cliff Williams, he's been in there so long that I just let it go. I let it slide. And I know Mark Evans was on High Voltage. And I think Cliff came in, on, what was it? Let There Be Rock. So, I'm considering this the original lineup anyway. For the sake of the poll, to make it work. Anyway, in the poll, I'm not signed in, so I can't see the, which one, what the percentage was of who chose what, or, you know. But I think it was ACDC was in the lead. Well, I know they were in the lead with this album, Highway to Hell. And I think Kiss was second. Actually, I know Kiss was second. So, those were in the... I expected Kiss to do well because obviously I do a lot of Kiss stuff on this channel. And so there's a lot of Kiss fans in here. And I'm a huge Kiss fan, but I think ACDC, Highway to Hell, this is a classic album. Great. Freaking great. I love this album. So I'm giving it high marks. And I would give this the rating. If I was to choose from the options that I had, option 1 was Van Halen, 1984. Option 2 was ACDC, Highway to Hell. Option 3 was Never Say Die by Black Sabbath. And then option 4 was Kiss Dynasty. I liked Kiss Dynasty a lot. I actually loved it at the time. I still think it's a good album. I still think it's quite strong. I know people call it the disco album. I disagree. I mean, Hard Times, that's disco? Nope. Even Charisma, that's not disco. Magic Touch, no, that's not disco. Save Your Love, no, that's not disco. X-Ray Eyes, nope. Sure Know Something's not disco either. If you think that funky bass line is disco, you got another thing coming. Anyway, yeah, so I would pick Highway to Hell, because I mean, look at songs like Highway to Hell, like, it's a great tune, right? Girls Got Rhythm, very good song. It's a good song, good poppy, hard rock song. Walk All Over You is really cool. Touch Too Much is friggin' classic. Awesome. Like, does it get better than Touch Too Much? That's so good. Beating Around the Bush, that's cool. Really cool. Shot Down in Flames, I love that song. Get It Hot, I like that. If You Want Blood, You've Got It. Great song. Love Hungry Man, that's a good song too, that's really cool. Night Prowler. Has anyone heard about Richard Ramirez? I'm sure you have, many of you. The Night Stalker, they called him, or the Night Prowler. I think he was a big ACDC fan. And that's kind of his anthem. I think he was a Californian serial killer. The Night Stalker, the Night Prowler. Anyway, I think that's where he got his nickname, because he was an AC/DC fan, and that was it. But I like both of these albums a lot. Like, this one to me is just a classic rock album. You know, a total classic. And if you think this is a classic, I won't have any problem with that either, because I think this is good. I do have some misgivings a little bit with some of the songs. Actually, I like I Was Made for Loving You. When I first heard it, I didn't know what to think about it. I was kind of, shocked in a way. I was kind of like stunned by it. Just wondering why it was so light. It felt so light compared to what other Kiss music is. And, but I think Ace did a really good job on this album. With Save Your Love, I think Save Your Love is really cool. I like Hard Times a lot. You know, like, I know a lot of people don't like X-Ray Eyes. I like that. I think that's cool. Interesting music and harmonies and melodies, everything. Like, the Kiss is really good for that anyway. Sure Knows Something is great. Great song. So I think this is a good album. Both slick albums. This is very well produced. And this is well produced in a way, but it's a little bit, it's a bit more organic. And I like that. The organic sound of the album. This one is a little bit more, as opposed to organic, what would we call it? Not manufactured, but kind of, not plastic, but it is a little bit plastic. But I still think it's a good album. And if we're talking about plastic albums, ones that got more plastic. This album became, right, Unmasked. This was, they started to get kind of plastic and less organic on this, but it still has some organic nature. It still sounds natural. And but this became less organic. And to me, that was a bit of an issue. Again, I liked this album at the time. In 1980, I think it was June of 1980 when I first heard this, when I got this. And but the thing about this, when I heard it, I think I was really big on Is That You? The song Is That You? I thought that was a really cool song. That was the first one that struck me. And I didn't like You're All That I Want or What Makes the World Go Round. Those were not particularly, endearing to me. I liked Tomorrow. I liked Easy As It Seems. Shandy kind of, I had a hard time with Shandy too, not really digging Shandy too much, but I actually think it's a well-written song. It's just so damn out of character, like it's not what you typically listen to Kiss for, like that style, like it's so poppy, but it, like, there's good pop, I mean it is good pop, but it's, I think they went, I don't know how to describe it, but it's kind of, what's the word? damn it, I talked about Paul Stanley's solo album, 1978 solo album. And I said about that one, what did I say? Some guy was mentioning that solo album is really good, but Hold Me, Touch Me, When We're Apart, or whatever the extension of the song name is. Hold Me, Touch Me, he thought was a bad song. And I agreed with him. Like, I thought it's just too... What was there was something I said about it. I can't even remember, but it was just... I don't know, it makes me cringe. You know, the word, I know you might not want to hear that word, cringe. But it was kind of cringy. And I think Hold Me, Touch Me is a well-written song. That's a good songwriter. You could tell that whoever wrote that is a good songwriter. They're good at their craft. That is a well-crafted song. Like you know, Shandy. That's a very well-crafted song. They're both well-crafted. Shandy is not as, I'm not going to say cheesy, but as cringy. Actually, I could see liking Shandy. It does have a nice feel. It has a nice feel, but I guess I'm trying to be like a bit objective with this stuff. I don't know why we got 2 albums in here. Look at this. We got, what the hell? What the hell is this? Oh, this is from the originals. We got the Kiss. So we got Unmasked. I haven't even looked in here in years. And we have from the original, you remember the 3 albums in one? I think it was called The Originals, yeah. This is Strutter, and I guess we get the first album on this. Yeah, Kissing Time is on this. So we got that, and they're both packaged in this. Who knows why? It's been years, so I have no idea why. These are probably not really well kept albums, some of them, like this one, of course. But yeah, Unmasked, I'm a little bit, I'm 50-50 on it. I do think, like, you tell it's a band that knows how to write good songs and stuff. Ace has some cheesy stuff on there, pretty cheesy. Even though I kind of like some of the stuff, I don't know why. Probably the era. If I had heard them the first time today, in 2025, I wouldn't like it. But I heard that back in 1980 when I was quite young, and it stuck with me, a lot of it. Naked City is a great song. That's actually excellent, really strong. Of course, they have their pop tendencies on that album, even their heavy songs like Is That You, and they have a poppiness to them, and because the production is very slick, overly slick, and a little bit plastic, not too organic. But then again, there's a lot of albums that are less organic than that. So, anyway, so I like some of Unmasked, and if you hate Unmasked, I get you, and if you love it, I understand that too. So, Van Halen, 1984, Kiss, Dynasty, ACDC, Hotter Than Hell, and Black Sabbath, Never Say Die. To me, I would pick Highway to Hell out of those albums. I think this is overall, it's the best album. It's consistent from the first song to the last. Never Say Die, Black Sabbath has a few parts where few parts in that album, actually quite a few songs that are actually, they dip well below 50%. Not really that good. And they have some really high points. I think the song Never Say Die is really good. I think Junior's Eyes is really good. Johnny Blade, I love it too. That's another great song. And I like Hard Road too. I think that's a good song. So those are really good songs. Particularly, those are the 4 best, in my opinion. And 1984, I'm a huge Van Halen fan. In the Roth era, I should say, not the Sammy Hagar era. But 1984, to me, I'm not as big on it as a lot of people are. That's not a great... It is a good album, but that's kind of overly produced too. But not only that, it just doesn't quite grab me the same way that the first 4 albums do. I think I like Diver Down even better than that. I'm sure I like Diver Down better than that. I think Diver Down is a really good album. It has a really good vibe. Some people call it a summer vibe, right? Fun in the sun, Californian vibe, that kind of thing. So there you have it anyway. I just wanted to go over the poll that I did. This is really what this video is about. It's getting really dark in here, so you probably can't even see this stuff. Let's see what we got here. Probably not good to have the light behind me too. It should be in front of me. But anyway, yeah, I pick ACDC Highway to Hell as the winner in that video, or in that poll. That's the winner. And Dynasty might be second there. I really love Never Say Die. Just there's a few songs on there that are really quite subpar, actually. There's probably about 3. What is it? Swing in the Chain. A couple of those are not really that great. But I think Bill Ward sings one of them. Is it Swinging the Chain? But yeah, that's not the strongest Black Sabbath album, and I don't think 1984 by Van Halen is the strongest Van Halen album by any means. I know it's, I think it's the biggest selling, or did the first album sell more than that? Maybe it did. But anyway, yeah, so my vote is for ACDC, hotter than Highway to Hell. Hotter than hell. I'm in Kiss mode right now. I'm forgetting everything. Thank you for listening. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and give the video a thumbs up. Or if you hate the video, give it a thumbs down. Thank you.